Everyone, so happy new year, and I've had a couple of really good students take some lessons today, and it's actually been really fun. I had a great bike ride too. So one thing I've just been working on is this thing in a blues when we go to the 1 to the 4 chord, right? On the 1 chord, I want to have a difference in sound between when I'm just on a static dominant 7 chord and then when that dominant 7 is about to go into the 4, going into 4. So what I'm doing here is I'm thinking about kind of a Lydian dominance, the 4th mode of the melodic minor, right? Right? And this is what I'm doing. So I'm employing kind of that Lydian dominant sound on the first bit, that kind of sharp 4. And then when I get to where I'm about to move to up a 4th to a B flat chord in this case, I want to make it sound either altered or maybe half hold diminished, a little more unstable. So I'm going to alter the 9th in the sound, as well as you're going to hear a flat 9 in the sound. So I go from the Lydian dominant, and then I go to half hold diminished into B flat. But on the B flat, I'm doing kind of a total Jocko-y thing. It's kind of what Jocko did on Donna Lee, where I'm kind of playing like an E idea, like that. I'm kind of with that. It's kind of implying like a tritone sound. We're kind of hearing an E major or E7 really, instead of a B flat 7 here, right? So it kind of makes it sound, it gives you a little twist, right? So the whole thing is like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like that, you see. You can go from the Lydian dominant into a kind of half hold diminished sound. That sort of tonality, you know. So being able to move between them is really kind of important. So one of the things I was working on with a new student today was, I think, getting vocabulary together, you know. So being really strong on the foundational stuff, you know. All these videos where it's like, oh, you know, learn the one jazz lick that you'll ever need. That's just ridiculous. That's like mountain biking. Learn one trail you ride will teach you about every mountain biking trail you're ever going to come across. It's ridiculous. So the thing is, this foundational stuff, like seeing these triadic things on Lydian dominance, and then I move into half hold diminished. I don't want to think about it, you know. I haven't been practicing this lick. I'm literally playing it. I came up with it, and then I started to film it because I thought this would be a cool thing to talk about, maybe, if you guys like it. So this is what I'm doing. Like that, you see? Now, I can play it pretty consistently, but I haven't been practicing it. This is literally, I came up with it about 30 seconds before I hit record, because I got the foundation there, so I kind of can see where I'm moving up the neck and what I'm aiming for, target tone-wise and just concept and rhythmically and what I'm going for, right? Also, plus, you'll notice when I get to the last part, that kind of stuff. I'm also playing with a lot of hammer, you know, pull-offs and hammer-ons and stuff, because some of the things sound great when you pluck every note, but some things don't. They sound awful. It sounds really relentless. So some of the thing is nice to have different articulation, and that's something you get from horn players. You hear like Miles, you know, play stuff, Joe Henderson, all the great 60s, Wayne Shorter, Sam Rivers. These guys had incredible phrasing. Freddie Hubbard, Lee Morgan, you know. These guys had amazing phrasing, and part of it, phrasing, is the articulation, you know. So it's kind of, anyway, a few things I thought you might find interesting. Let me know. Hey everybody, so I thought what I'd do here is just really break down that line for you. So I mentioned at the start of the video, this, you know, that little video you saw, it's kind of something I shot really off the cuff. It's just a spontaneous idea I'd come up with. So the line, this ascending line, the first part of that lick, and then these are interesting. They're all triads from C melodic minor, which yields the 4th mode, F Lydian dominant. All right. So I'm playing an F major triad here. Then I'm playing a G major triad, okay? Then I move up to an A diminished triad, and then a B diminished. So these, they're all part of the triads you'd find off these points in C melodic minor. Off the 4th degree, you get F. Off the 5th, you get G. Off the 6th, you get A diminished. Off the 7th, you get B diminished triad. Then you're back to C minor. You get D minor, E flat augmented. Then you're back to F major, G major, and on my bass, the top one I can get in that key is A diminished triad. Okay, so you can play these to give you that flavor of that Lydian dominant, you know, using any of those triads. But I just happen to pick the ascending ones, starting on the F to G, which are both major, and then the next pair, A and B, are both diminished, you see. So it's actually sort of interesting because you're sort of getting pairs of triads here over that of your, getting that sound. And then I had that little diminished idea, which goes up to the flat 9 on the F7. So you get that really great tension there. Diminished stuff is something we're going to get into in a whole other session because it's pretty, yeah, there's a lot going on in there. So the first thing to do is to practice those triads from the melodic minor, get really comfortable with that. So let's say you take C melodic minor and you play all the triads based off every degree of C melodic minor. So C minor, D minor. Now the third step is interesting, it's an augmented triad. E flat augmented, so root, major third, sharp 5, augmented 5th. See that shape, right? Or either fingering it. Or if you want, cross 3 strings, so E flat, G, B, or E flat, G, B there, right? So C minor, D minor, E flat augmented. Now we have F major, you got it, G major, A diminished, B diminished, and you're back to C, right? Don't stop there though. A lot of people do that. They kind of do everything over 1 octave. Don't stop. Just do these everywhere. So C minor, D minor, E flat augmented, F major, G major, A augmented. You can start from the lowest point on the bass on a 4-string, regular tuning. The lowest triad diatonic to C melodic minor would be F major. Then G major, you got it, A diminished, B diminished, C minor, D minor, E flat augmented, F major, G major, A diminished, B diminished, C minor, D minor, E flat augmented, F major, G major, A diminished, right? As you get up the top here, you've got different options fingering. You could go, or I could stay more on the A and D. Just get that B there, you see. So these things are really good to work on because then when you start wanting to use triads superimposed over a chord to give it this flavor from melodic minor harmony, you don't have to think about it. And that was my point in the earlier video. Same thing if I was descending. All right, if I go, and then from here, I could do this. Be kind of cool. And then from here, hopefully that gives you some little kind of insight into that. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And don't forget to support the channel. As I mentioned earlier in some previous videos, these take a little while to put together these videos, and I try and give you some good content and real kind of insights, I think. And if you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link, which is straight donations, which is in the description below. And also stop by the website. I'm going to be releasing a new rhythm changes based on George Gershwin's I Got Rhythm Chord Changes study piece in the next few days. That'll be kind of fun. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks so much.